Good morning, children. I am Mrs. Nahi Juveria, taking physical science for class 9th. We are into the second session of Unit 7 Atoms, Molecules, and Chemical Reactions. Why do we name elements? Before we start this particular topic, let's see what are elements. Elements are those substances where the particles contain only one type of atoms. In elements, the smallest particle may be an atom or a molecule. Atoms are the most fundamental of all particles that can have an independent existence. So, these elements have to be named. What is the need to name the elements? As you all have a name for yourself, an identity for yourself, even elements have to be named. Like, for example, gold is called, what is gold called in your language? In your different languages, it has different names. But there should be a common name which is accepted by everyone universally. How we have scientific names for plants and animals, so we have some common names for even elements. To help scientists communicate without confusion, we must have one name for each element which is accepted worldwide. So, elements are named based on their property. For example, the Latin word for water is hydro. So, the element that combined with oxygen to give water was named as hydrogen. So, the element hydrogen was named based on its property. Okay, children. So, here hydro is a Latin word. Since it is combining with oxygen, we call it as hydrogen. Similarly, elements can be named based on the place of discovery. For example, the gas which was first discovered in the sun was named helium, and it was named after the Greek name for sun, which is Helio. Similarly, elements were named to honor the scientist too. For example, fermium was named in honor of Fermi, Rutherfordium was named in honor of Rutherford, and Mendelevium was named in the honor of Mendeleev. John Berzelius suggested that the initial letter of an element from its name in English written in capitals should be the symbol of that element. For example, oxygen, the symbol of oxygen is O, that is, which is the first letter, that is the initial letter which is written in capitals or the uppercase. Similarly, hydrogen, the symbol for hydrogen is H. So it is the first letter which is written in capitals. What are symbols? The shorthand representation of an element is known as a symbol. How do we name these symbols? Usually, the first letter of the name of the element becomes the symbol of that element and is always written as a capital. For example, hydrogen we represent it by H, oxygen by O, sulfur by S, and so on. A symbol can have either one or two letters of English. One letter where we find hydrogen H, oxygen O, helium where we have two letters, that is H and E, capital H and small e. That is the symbol for helium. So it has got two letters. Similarly, you have for magnesium Mg, capital M small g, for aluminium capital A small l, for sodium capital N small a. Like that, a symbol can have either one or two letters. The first letter of the symbol is always uppercase, that is, it should be written in capitals. And the second letter is always lowercase, which is written as a small letter. Now coming to a few symbols of some elements, hydrogen is the symbol of hydrogen is H. You see the first letter which is H, so its symbol is H. Oxygen, here also the first letter, that is O. Then comes nitrogen. The first letter is N. It is represented by the letter N. Sulfur is represented by the letter S, capital S. Carbon is the element which is represented by the letter C. So you see in all these 5 elements, the first letters which are written in capitals are the symbols. Now you see for calcium, chlorine, chromium. Here we see already there is a letter for C. So we just can't write C as the symbol for calcium. So we write the second letter in lowercase, that is capital C and small a for calcium. And for chlorine we write C and L, that is the third letter. Chromium, for chromium again we write capital C and small r. Now for boron we represent the letter by B. Barium, B already there, so we can't represent barium again by B. So the next letter comes into picture. So Ba. Next comes bromine, Br. Similarly beryllium, Be. Aluminium, Al. Magnesium, Mg. Likewise, you have got many other symbols which are represented either by their first letter or by their first 2 letters. There are certain symbols which are based on their Latin names. For example, sodium. Okay, children. Sodium, the symbol of sodium is Na, which is based on its Latin name. Latin name of sodium is natrium. So the first letter we can't just take. Why? Because N stands for nitrogen. So we consider N and A, which stands for sodium, that is natrium. Similarly for argentum, that is your silver. Again we have got S for silver. So it is based on its Latin name, argentum. A and G, argentum. Ar also we can't have because Ar is for argon. So we take A and G. Next element is potassium, and the Latin name of potassium is kalium. So the first letter is the symbol of potassium. Copper, cuprum. The symbol is Cu. C already stands for carbon. So we consider the second letter also. Now coming to the next element, gold, which is the Latin name is aurum, and we take the first 2 letters Au. The next element is iron, which is represented by the letter Fe. The Latin name of this is ferrum. Next element is lead, which is represented by the letter Pb, which is called as plumbum. Now what is atomicity? The number of atoms constituting a molecule is known as its atomicity. So the name of the element is sodium and the formula is Na, and the number of atoms constituting sodium is 1. Hence it is known as monoatomic. Similarly, iron, aluminium are monoatomic, which contain one atom each. Hydrogen. Hydrogen is diatomic because it contains 2 atoms of hydrogen. Oxygen has 2 atoms, so it is diatomic. Ozone has 3 atoms of oxygen, hence it is triatomic. And then sulfur has 8 atoms, so it is octaatomic. Coming to valency, the combining capacity of an element is known as valency. That is, every element reacts with other element according to its combining capacity. So, every element has a definite valency that determines the atomicity of its molecules. Now, hydrogen. Valency of hydrogen is 1. Helium. Valency of helium is 0. That is why it belongs to the 0 group element. Similarly, fluorine and chlorine have valencies of 1 each. Oxygen has a valency of 2. Nitrogen has a valency of 3. Oxygen is divalent. Nitrogen is trivalent. And carbon, the valency of carbon is 4. Carbon is tetravalent. Now coming to what is an ion. Compounds formed by metals and nonmetals contain charged species known as ions, and any compound is formed by the reaction between a positive ion and a negative ion. And the negatively charged ion is called an anion, and the positively charged ion is called cation. For example, in sodium chloride, that is NaCl, the positively charged ions are sodium ions. Sodium, as we know, the symbol of sodium is Na, and since it is a cation, we represent it as Na plus, that is, it is capable of giving out one electron. And negatively charged ions are chloride ions, that is Cl minus, which means it has the capability of gaining one electron. So an anion is formed whenever you are accepting an electron, and a cation is formed whenever an electron is given out. Ions may be a charged independent atoms or a group of atoms that have a net charge on them, and hence valency of an ion is equal to the magnitude of its charge. That is, valency of chloride ion Cl minus is 1. The charge here is minus 1. So we write it as 1. And the valency of sulfate ion, sulfate is represented by the letter SO by the symbol formula, as such it is called SO4 2 minus. So the valency of sulfate ion is 2. Now coming to the assignment, write the symbols of the following elements: hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, sodium, and gold. So you have to write the symbols of these 5 elements. The second question, what are the Latin names of the following elements? Sodium, potassium, lead, silver, and copper. The third question, name 3 elements which are monovalent. And the fourth question is, what is the atomicity of ozone and sulfur? Thank you.